Welcome to our series on the foundations of lessee accounting under ASC 842. If you're a lessee required to account for a lease or a portfolio of leases under US GAAP, or you simply want to learn the foundations of ASC 842 in depth, this series is for you. Now, lease accounting under ASC 842 has a reputation for being complex, and it's certainly a large topic with a lot of moving parts. The good news, though, is that a lot of the complexity arises from the fact that the codification itself is quite dense, but the underlying logic of lease accounting is built on a very clear foundation. So the goal of this series will be to break down ASC 842 into a clear, logical framework that you can actually apply in your day-to-day accounting responsibilities. We'll be building our knowledge from the ground up, beginning with the foundational concepts in ASC 842, before working step by step through how to identify leases, separate the components in our contracts, classify our leases, perform the initial measurement, and finally complete all the required subsequent accounting, all from the perspective of a lessee. As you'll see throughout the series, as we work through these steps, lease accounting requires a significant amount of judgment by management throughout the process. Lease contracts can be complex documents, and determining the lease term, assessing different purchase options, separating components, selecting discount rates, evaluating modifications, all of these require significant judgment. And this is far from an exhaustive list. So one key goal as we work through this series will be to provide you with the knowledge and tools you'll need to understand how all these judgments impact our accounting. This way you'll have the knowledge you'll need to develop reasonable and well-supported accounting policies that make sense at your organization. Then once we understand all the foundational concepts, we'll begin to look at some real-world examples. Not simplified textbook examples. We'll look at realistic sample leases like this equipment lease here, and work through how to account for this from the time we sign the contract all the way to the end of the lease term. Along the way, we'll build a lease tracking workbook in Excel that can help perform a vast majority of the work we'll need to do to account for our leases over their term, which hopefully can act as a solid template you can use to make your lease accounting under ASC 842 as quick and efficient as possible. So if we look at a quick preview of what we'll build by the end, you can see here we have a workbook with all the leases we need to account for, different worksheets to track each one, a summary of all the month-end journal entries required, and a section to account for short-term leases, which we'll cover later in the series. You'll also see this disclosure worksheet here, and this will be the final topic we'll cover in our series. Once we've built up all the required knowledge and practical accounting in our workbook, we'll cover all the disclosure requirements necessary under ASC 842 to build fully US GAAP compliant financial statements. So again, our goal here will be to work up from the very foundations of lessee accounting under ASC 842 to a fully functioning and efficient workbook to track all the required information, and finally finish off by covering all the disclosure requirements related to leases for lessees under US GAAP. And by the end, I'm confident you'll have a very strong understanding of the foundation of lessee accounting, and the tools you'll need to account for your leases under ASC 842. So let's get started in the next episode with the foundational framework underlying it all.